EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for February 28th, 2019. For the final day of the month of February, we're looking at partly cloudy skies for most of the day in the wake of yesterday and last night's system that brought some snow showers across the far northern tier. We're going to be dealing with another system coming in tonight that's going to be affecting our southern and southwestern zones, with the northern fringe of this system right here with some light snow. So we'll move this ahead into just after midnight. I think that's when this comes in, just after midnight and extending into very early Friday morning, probably around or just before the morning rush it ends. But this is what we're looking here for the overnight period. Generally light snow and snow showers. Again, the northernmost extent of this snow is probably up here like this, and then south of that line is your coating to an inch separation zone, so I don't think this gets into northeast PA, northern New Jersey this time. But the best accumulating snow that would be greater than an inch would be down here in these darker shades of blue, and that would extend into south central Pennsylvania, back into northern Maryland, down to the Baltimore area, and into at least the northern 2/3 of Delaware and interior South Jersey. And that's generally a 1 to 3 zone, but you might even have some areas that reach 4 inches up here in northern Maryland, right near that X. So that's what we're dealing with today, or excuse me, overnight tonight into Friday morning. Not a real big deal, but enough to give some accumulating snow to these areas. And we have sent alerts out for this already yesterday to the My Pocket Meteorologist clients for this potential, and then we'll have any updates to that publicly later this morning with the weather alerts page being updated with this system. Okay, so check back the weather alerts page. We'll have an update. Next, we're probably going to notify for this, since it is a little bit more robust than what we saw in areas in the far north yesterday. For most areas speaking, we had generally around an inch or so as expected up in those areas. So moving forward, we go again Friday morning. We have just morning clouds giving way to sun. Again, the early snow shower moves out, and then after that point, we have another system. Remember, we were looking at this a couple days ago, and the models were thinking that maybe Saturday is going to be a rainy day. Well, that never materialized, and instead, the northern stream system up here and the southern stream system here remain completely separate. So you're just left with a few flurries that are going to come in here, flurries and maybe a light snow shower Friday night into Saturday morning. Not a real big deal here, and you can see that here. Here's the northern stream system, and the southern stream system is way out ahead of this, so we're just left with a separation in between and just some light snow showers. This isn't even rain. Maybe it is down here in our southeast I-95 areas, but that's about it. But it doesn't look like we're going to be dealing with too much here on Saturday. This is mainly into Saturday morning that we're dealing with this threat for snow showers, and then that moves out. So let's get over the NAM high-res future simulator radar, and we're going to focus on this system tonight first. And this is 4 o'clock in the morning on Friday. You can see the areas in blue are the areas that are falling as snow. Right above that, to the north of that is known as Virga, which is precipitation falling from the sky and not reaching the ground. So there will be some dry air on the northern side that it's fighting, but if there is something breaking through here, it would be in the form of snow. But you can see what the snow areas are depicted here by the blue, and then in the pink further south is a mix. Going forward from this point, here is 5, here is 6, here is 7 a.m. So it doesn't really get too far north. I think your northernmost extent of snow is probably something like this, of seeing accumulations of anything, coating to an inch type stuff. And it won't be until you get down in these areas that you start getting into better potential for greater than an inch, 1 to 3 inches, and maybe some 2 to 4s down here by Baltimore. Okay, so that's basically what we're looking for from this system going forward, because it moves out pretty quickly from 7 a.m. and there's 10, it's gone. Okay, and then here is that system over in the Friday night and Saturday time frame. Just a few flurries showing up here, and that's it. Not a real big deal. Maybe a quick snow shower, but otherwise we're not dealing with too much here as we head into Saturday morning. So that system is out of here. This is the next system coming in, and this is actually a different model. I'm going to get back to this in a second. This is the one everybody's going to be talking about and buzzing about if they're not already, because I haven't really heard too much chatter about this. I don't know if it's not because it's the end of the season and people are just tired of it and they want to move ahead to spring, or what, or maybe they've been let down too many times with the big storm showing and not materializing. Well, folks, we're getting within 96 hours of the start of this. It's actually less than that, so it's not an unrealistic expectation or range now. So this is something we need to take seriously, and is for some areas could rival the biggest snowfall of the year, as sad as that sounds. So here is that system coming in. It will be on Sunday. Sunday would be any sun you see in the morning would fade behind increasing clouds pretty quickly. I think you're dry until at least mid to late afternoon. Then you have the snow start coming in from the south and west. This is a slider system, which means it is fast and progressive and just literally doing that, sliding off of the south like this. And since it's taking that kind of track, on the northern edge of this is where you get your snow, where it's colder, and south and east areas are rain. So this is not a snow event for the entire area, but it will likely include more areas than previous storms that just cut in here and change everything over to a slop mess of sleet, freezing rain, and rain. We're not dealing with that this time, I don't think. We are favoring a solution very similar to this, which shows this slider system moving off the coast here. Again, very fast and progressive. It's going to be quick in and out, so it has limited upside potential, but it has the potential to drop a good, 3 to 6, 4 to 8 inch snowfall, or maybe even more than that some locations. So this is not something that is just, a weak clipper or something like that. This has potential to be a sizable storm. Not Godzilla, but, it's big enough. Okay, so this will go through, come in again mid to late afternoon on Sunday, continue through the evening and overnight, and then it ends likely before dawn on Monday. And then after that point, we are dry for the rest of Monday. Clouds give way to sun, and we have a sunny afternoon and remaining cold next week. It's going to be pretty cold. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday actually might not even get above freezing a couple of those days in there. Here is Monday. We were becoming mostly sunny after that system exits. Tuesday is also partly to mostly sunny. And then finally, Wednesday, same thing, ditto. Okay, so we're cold through this time frame, but we are generally dry through midweek. Another vantage point, again, this is the Canadian model, very similar to the GFS that came in this evening. And this is the latest run of this as well, showing the same idea, coming in mid to late afternoon on Sunday. This one's a little more robust with some heavier precip, but the Canadian tends to do that. And it gives you a pretty good snowfall north and west of I-95, just like the GFS does. That seems to be the general line of demarcation with this storm. If we go back to this here, you can see I-95 runs generally from Washington, Baltimore. I mean, it goes all the way down to Florida before these people jump on me again. But in our area that I'm concerned about for a line of demarcation, got to preface that kind of stuff. You get the social media people coming after you. Here is... it goes right up to Philadelphia and eventually up to New York. So that is basically your line of demarcation as far as where the snow and rain is currently. So south and east would get rain. North and west would be snow. And then you could have some significant snow right in this corridor just northwest of here. And that's what most models are showing right now. So we're going to continue to follow this very closely. We have a couple more days to look at this. Not quite at the first call point yet, but we're getting close. Because we're only talking about 90 hours or thereabout. I mean, it's getting very close here, where we have to start really seriously considering this as a significant potential across the region, if not major in some locations. Again, rivaling some of the some areas might be rivaling the biggest snowfall of the year, north and west of I-95. They got completely shafted here, but we'll see how this works out. But right now, there's good potential with this, and any shifts northwest or southeast changes the track of the snow. And that is still possible, and we still have those fluctuation possibilities in the next couple of days. I don't expect drastic changes at this point, but there is the opportunity that it does go a little bit further northwest, and that big jackpot is now up here instead, in the far interior. Very possible. Same thing if it moves a little bit further south and east, your jackpot area is now near I-95 instead. So we'll watch for changes over the next couple of days and keep you updated with the latest in the daily forecasts. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marters. That is your outlook for February 28th, 2019.